Welcome to 60 Seconds of Wellness Reflection. I'm Joyce Chacha from Wellness Hub, and today we talk about a stage that doesn't always get enough attention. And in this space is after teenage years, but just before full adulthood. And a term that has been coined for this group is called the emerging adulthood. So this emerging adult is faced or rather marked by exploration, a lot of instability, and also a lot of self-discovery. And here they are no longer teenagers, but at the same time, they are not quite settled. They are choosing careers in between relationships, values, and still trying to figure out who they really are. So some of the key features of this stage is identity exploration, and this is in love, in work, and even their own beliefs. The other thing is instability in terms of housing, jobs, even relationships may cause a big shift at this stage. There's also self-focus, asking, what do I do? What do I want with my life? And such like. There's also feeling in between, not fully dependent, yet not fully established. There's also the possibility of the freedom to dream again. So there are many examples that we can give of this stage. Maybe one is you are a 23-year-old and your friends are getting married, but you're still figuring out your purpose. You got your degree, but your heart isn't even in that particular field. You love your independence, but at the same time, you're missing the safety of being cared for. And for some days, you're confident, and others, you are so scared, and there's no one to help you figure it out, even yourself. You also hear you're trying to chase success, but wondering what success actually really means to you. Many theorists have backed this study. We have Erik Erikson, who talks about intimacy versus isolation. And here they are starting or they're beginning and longing for meaningful and lasting relationships. And so many things are happening. But here maybe the biggest question, or maybe what we would want to talk about, is what not to do during this emerging adulthood stage. Maybe for parents and caregivers, even the mentors. One of the things is don't minimize their struggles by saying things like, wait until you have real problems, and dismissing their emotional reality. It's not healthy at this stage. Also, another thing, don't rush their timeline. Pushing for quick decisions on career, marriage, or even finances can lead to even more anxiety and resentment. We are seeing that this particular group are also facing a lot of mental health challenges. The other thing is don't compare them to others. For example, your cousin has already started a business. What are you doing with yourself? This can actually erode their confidence and even delay their self-trust. The other thing not to do is please don't guilt them for creating distance. Statements like, you never call me anymore, can make the space feel unsafe instead of it being a developmental, or even to help them grow in that space. Don't assume rebellion is rejection. They might be also questioning your values and trying to define their own. It's not necessarily about disrespecting you. Now, for the emerging adults themselves, those who are navigating this stage, what are some of the things that you should not do? One is that don't pressure yourself to have it all figured out. I should be far by now. I should have done this. I'm being left behind. Because the truth is that growth is not linear. Yeah, it's always ups and downs. And you're in this stage and you're different from the other person. The other thing is, do not numb or even avoid discomfort. This overusing distractions like binge watching or partying too much may even delay real clarity of where you should be or how you should be moving. The other thing is, don't isolate when overwhelmed. Suffering silently makes the journey heavier. Kindly reach out, even if it's messy. The other thing also is, don't assume every mistake defines you. This is because failing at something does not mean you're a failure. It's part of building your direction. And we learn from these mistakes that we do, and we become better people. The other thing is, don't compare your path to others, especially social media can actually distort reality. Please stay grounded in your own lane. You're doing well. With this, maybe how can we support people in this stage? Either as mentors, as parents, even as a society or a friend. Offer guidance, not control. Ask questions like, what feels right for you? Instead of saying, you should be applying for jobs, we could try something like, what kind of work environment do you think you'd enjoy? The other thing is to affirm the uncertainties. Like not having it all figured out is okay. When they say, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, remind them or tell them that that's more common. It happens to many people than you think. And even offer to talk more about it with them. The other thing is to respect evolving boundaries. These are people who are transitioning from one stage to the other. They are learning to self-direct. So if they say they need space before talking to you or seeking your advice, please allow it and trust that somehow if they need your help, they'll come back to you. Another way of supporting is to be consistent, especially consistent presence. Even when they stretch away, they still need soft places to land, and we are that. So sending those messages like, I'm thinking of you, how are you? This message, the messages are very important, Call them for Sunday lunches, offer them support, especially during this transition time, especially without any expectations from them. I think the other one is maybe to celebrate their effort, not just the outcomes. For example, they have a job interview that's upcoming and they're quite nervous and a bit of anxiety. You can let them know that I know the interview is worrying you. Encourage them. And for example, they've gone for that interview and things they were not successful. You could also be a shoulder they can lean on. Yeah. Remind them that the interview did not go how they had hoped it would go, but remind them that you're proud of them just for even showing up and for even being part of it. Now, for themselves, these emerging adults, how can you support yourself? Please give yourself permission to explore. It is not wasted time. It's identity building. You're in the process. Yeah. Trying a short course, traveling, volunteering, or even switching jobs to find what fits is part of that growth. Don't rush your paths. Milestones happen at different times, and it's okay if your friends are married or even buying homes while you're still figuring out your career. Use therapy. We encourage that we normalize attending therapy to reflect the process and even to clarify our direction. Therapy actually helps us to be better versions of ourselves. It's not necessarily to expose you or to make you feel vulnerable. So talk about your fears around failures or even some of the indecision, and begin identifying where those stories actually originate from. It's very important as well to celebrate small stability. For example, a clean room, paid bills, healthy boundaries. That's growth. Yeah. The other thing is to surround ourselves with expanding minds. You are not meant to figure this life alone. Join peer group support in churches, in social forums, follow thought leaders who would normalize the journey, or even have open chats with people also in transition. Emerging adult is like crossing a river on stepping stones. Some stones may feel solid and some may be wobbly, but every step teaches us where our footing is strong. So as we wind up, I would want us to affirm ourselves and say this: I give myself permission to be in this process, in this transition, and I don't have to arrive. I only need to become. My challenge for you today is write one belief about adulthood that you're questioning. Then one new belief you want to build on instead. Thank you.